The following is a special presentation of the First Horizon Greene Sports Zone. This is the Tommie's Plumbing Betsy Shaw Show. Welcome back to First Horizon's Greene Sports Zone, and welcome back to this week's edition of the Tommie's Plumbing Betsy Shaw Show, where we cover everything on the hardwood with the West Greene Lady Buffaloes basketball team. We'll recap the past three games with Cosby, Crockett, and at Gibbs, and we'll preview what's coming up next with Cherokee and Unicoi County on the schedule. But first, we need to go ahead and get a word in from our sponsors first. So we'll be right back after these quick messages here on First Horizon's Greene Sports Zone. The Tommie's Plumbing Betsy Shaw Show is brought to you by Gateway Ford Nissan, Tommie's Plumbing, and by First Horizon Bank.
Here's a twist on your typical banking options. What if instead of choosing between a big bank or a small bank, you had one bank that's the best of both? That's First Horizon. Big bank muscle with small bank hustle. Big bank convenience and small bank connection. When the best of big meets the best of small, you get it all. To help you on the road to your horizon. First Horizon Bank.
Welcome back to First Horizon's Greene Sports Zone, and welcome back to this week's edition of the Tommie's Plumbing Betsy Shaw Show, where we cover everything on the court with the West Greene Lady Buffaloes basketball team. As always, I'm joined here with West Greene head coach Betsy Shaw. Coach, how are we doing this evening?
Good. How are you?
Good. How was your Christmas?
It was good.
It's been a while. I know it's been close to a month since we've sat down and done an interview now. So we went through Christmas tournaments, New Year's, and now we're here with conference season right around the corner. We'll go through the last three games that you've hit since the turn of the new year: Cosby, Crockett, and Gibbs. We'll start out with Cosby and get the loss out of the way. A 56-38 loss here at home this past Friday night. I actually saw Cosby last night at North Greene. Talented 1A basketball team. What went wrong in that game that resulted in a loss?
A bunch of things. We played awful. I mean, like, it was awful, and I don't have anything positive to say about it. It was bad. We played bad, and I knew they were good. But like we didn't do a good job against Cosby. I'm not sure what happened, but we didn't play well at all. And
then before we go into talking about each of those wins in detail, what needed to change after that Cosby game that you were able to correct in order to get back-to-back wins over Crockett and Gibbs?
It's the players.
Okay.
They wanted to correct it, and they corrected it. It's not me. It's not anything I'm doing or anything like that. It's them. And so they've started playing better. And so that's what's fixed it. It's not anything I've done or any adjustment I've made. They're playing a lot better. And so it's them.
And luckily I was there Saturday night in the win over Crockett. It's always much nicer when I was there and can actually go into the game in detail and know what I'm talking about. What a fun game. I know it may have not been fun for you. I always like saying that to a coach because they always give me that same exact look. It's not fun for you when it's such a close game like that, but as a spectator, it's fun where it's close the whole entire time. I don't think either team gained more than a single-digit lead. I think you may have got down by 9. 22-13, if I remember correctly, and then you finish the quarter on an 11-2 run. You tied at halftime, get that lead, and then you're able to squeak it out at the end. Take me through the Crockett game from start to finish.
It's a lot more fun, those kind of games, than games like Cosby, so I'll take that kind of game. So defensively, Neva and Nevaeh and Sarah, those three guarded their point guard, who's really, really good. And they did a great job. Like, I know we always talk about all these offensive people, and we have to have those, but they did a really good job. And then their teammates helped off a lot to try to help slow her down. There at the end, we had they made a bunch of big shots. Emily made 2 threes. Peyton made a 3. Erica scored a bunch of points right there at the end.
Erica had an and-1 because I mentioned it to you post-game. You had 4 straight scoring possessions where they were 3 points each, which was so important in the end.
It was. I mean, it was a great team win. Peyton scored a bunch for us. Emily scored several points for us. I mean, it was all of them did their jobs. They did a really good job, and then Joey did a great job of protecting the paint. She really did. I don't know how many she scored, but I think she had 15 or 16 rebounds against them. Wow. So she did a great job with that. So it was a bunch of them doing what they, doing their job. So, and it was a fun game. It's fun when you win.
Absolutely.
It's not near as fun them close games if you don't win. So it was a good game.
And then Erica coming out of nowhere. Erica Davis, a freshman, scoring, I believe, your last 7 points of that game, and she leads you in scoring with 14. Scores half of those right there in the waning minutes of the game. How important was that to get that production from a freshman who's not really seen that much varsity experience with it only being early January?
It's important. She, at the beginning of the season, wasn't sure she was going to get to play because of some injuries, and so it's good to have her. And she's getting better and better. Each game and each practice, she's improving a lot, and so she's providing a lot of minutes for the team and able to help us out. So it's really important.
And then how nerve-wracking was the ending there? Because I think you go to the line 3 times, and I think the team only shoots 2 of 6 from the free throw line there, and then they get a shot there at the end. How nerve-wracking was those final seconds, or just the whole final minute of that game?
I just tried to be calm. I mean, I didn't feel calm on the inside, but I was just, because if I feel rushed or anything like that, then they show it. And so we just, and I have a lot of them that have experience in close games. Like Emily was out there, Joey was out there, Peyton was out there, those 3, Sarah was out there. Those played last year, a lot of minutes. So, those close games are a lot more about the players taking care of the ball and doing their stuff than what a coach does, I think. I know the coaching is really important in those final minutes, but it's more about like the players knowing to, at the end, Joey was yelling, hold it, hold it. It took them like 20 seconds to foul us right there at the end, and we were, keeping away from them, but they didn't foul. And then, even when Erica crossed half court, she's quick to cross half court. They were slowing her down. So it's a lot more about, and they have the experience. So I think that is really important too.
And then moving into this week's win with Gibbs, always hard to go on the road and get a win. And as you've mentioned it, I joked around with Coach Tolliver and Matthew. He said that they seem to play better on the road. And I said, she says that also. But it seems to ring true because you lose at home against Cosby and you go on the road in back-to-back games and you pick up back-to-back wins. So what worked well on the road in that win over Gibbs last night?
I brought the scorebook because I don't ever remember who scored. So point-wise, Sarah scored 2, Emily 8, Joey 6, Peyton 21. She had a great shooting night. Neva 3, Erica 12, Callie 1. We shot 43% last night from the field. That's really good for us. It's not a.
It's a good average. It's a good average.
They shot the ball well, and so that helped too. And they did a lot better job at all the little things. And so it was close the whole game. At halftime, we were down 3, I think it was. In the first quarter, we were down 5 or 6. And so they fought back and ended up at the end. Then they started fouling us at the end. And then we knocked down a few free throws, and that helped, make the lead a little bit larger at the end. So.
And then with that win over Gibbs too, I believe you're on a little bit of a winning streak over Gibbs. I think going back to last year, I can't remember, but it seems to be that way. But how important is it for your confidence to get wins over highly classified teams like that? Because it's always good to get a win, but knowing that you can beat teams like that in 3A, how good is that towards your team's confidence, being able to go on the road and beat bigger schools?
The more you win, the easier it is to win the next one. The more you lose, the harder it is to win the next one. It's not even, it is about the opponent, but man, you get into those losing streaks, it is so tough to get a win. It's like you're playing to not lose instead of playing to win. We do that. If we've lost a couple, we start playing like that. And so, it's great to try, get a couple wins under our belt, especially we play Cherokee, Friday, and then we get into conference. So it's good to be playing better at this point. So.
Yeah, and speaking of that, you pick up 2 wins. You said it's easier to win after a win. You've got 2 right now, looking to make it a 3rd and a 4th with Cherokee and Unicoi County on the schedule coming up on Friday and Tuesday. We'll go ahead and cover those in the back half. But first, as always, I'm going to get a word in from our sponsors first. So thank you to these loyal sponsors for sponsoring us here at First Horizons Green Sports Zone. We'll see you right after the break.
Here's a twist on your typical banking options. What if instead of choosing between a big bank or a small bank, you had one bank that's the best of both? That's First Horizon. Big bank muscle with small bank hustle. Big bank convenience and small bank connection. When the best of big meets the best of small, you get it all. To help you on the road to your horizon. First Horizon Bank.
Tommie's Plumbing has been in business for 30 years, and we're still growing because we treat our customers like family. We are proud to do any job from kitchen faucet installation to a complete home repipe. Tommie's Plumbing offers warranties on most products installed by our technicians. When the job is done, Our friendly professionals make sure to clean up. We invite you to visit our new showroom in Jonesboro to see our quality products for yourself. Tommie's is the only one to call when you need a fast, reliable, professional plumber in the Tri-Cities.
At many dealerships, you get what you'd expect. Games, gimmicks, and shady sales tactics. At Gateway Nissan in Greenville, expect the unexpected. Low prices, convenient service, and a great buying experience.
Get our Gateway exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty.
No worries for life.
You deserve the unexpected. It's the #1 reason you gotta get to Gateway.
Shop online at GatewayNissanGreenville.com.
Or take the super short drive down Highway 11E to Gateway Nissan in Greenville.
Welcome back to First Horizons Green Sports Zone, and welcome back to this week's edition of the Tommie's Plum and Betsy Shaw Show, where we cover everything on the court with the West Greene Lady Buffaloes basketball team. As always, I'm joined here with head coach Betsy Shaw. You've got Cherokee, and then follow that up with Unicoi County. You go to Cherokee for your third straight road game this Friday. Let's start off with it. You've played them just once this year, and it was in here. Again, felt like you played well in that. You just look up at the scoreboard, and it doesn't indicate that. Cherokee's just one of those teams that scores in bunches so quickly. So what's it going to take on Friday night to be able to contain that offense?
Were you here when we played them?
Was not.
They're good.
I've seen them multiple
good.
times. They're a very fun and talented team.
I mean, they don't just have one good player.
No,
too.
they've got a whole lineup.
Last year, we focused on the coach's daughter.
Awesome.
So we had now they have a lot of weapons, and so we're going to do our best to contain all. I mean, they're really good, and it's not just one spot they're good at, and so we're going to try a couple things, but we'll see.
And this is a question I've never asked you before, but I feel like now is the time that it needs to be asked. But do you feel any more comfortable now knowing that it's a road game? Because like you said, you seem like you play better on the road. Do you feel more comfortable going on the road playing this game?
We've been pretty inconsistent recently, and so it just depends on how we play and if we show up to play or not. I don't ever know, and you can ask them in the locker room and everything, and they're good to go, and then sometimes we go out there and we're ready to play, and then sometimes we're not. So I don't know. I don't know how we'll play against them, so we'll see.
And then you got Unicoi County on Tuesday. Very important matchup, of course, with it being a district matchup. And it feels like once you hit that first district game in January, that's almost all it is from here on out to finish the regular season. I know you'll have an away game with Hancock County, already finished up with North Greene. You'll finish up with Cherokee. Very few non-conference games left. I think maybe Cosby one more time. From here on out, it's basically conference games, and you start that on Tuesday with Unicoi County. So what's the preparation like going into this stretch starting with Unicoi?
We're going to have to take care of the basketball against Unicoi. I watched the Unicoi and South Greene game, and so we're going to have to take care of the basketball. So that is going to be our #1 thing in rebound. We typically try to focus on those two things every game, but that's going to be really important on Tuesday to put us in our best position. So.
And I asked Alan, too, to be able to win the conference and improve your standings, of course. You feel like winning the games on the road feel more important because to be able to win the conference, you've got to steal some of those on the road. But first and foremost, it's always important to win those at home because you've got to defend your home court. You've got that opportunity on Tuesday night against a team that's moving down into the conference. So how important will Tuesday night's game be in terms of the conference standings?
I mean, I've been recently, we are focusing on improving us each game. The conference standings are important, and the conference tournament's even more important, but like each game we've got to get better as a team. And I think we've been doing that the past 2 games we have for at least. And so, Friday go and compete, and then be prepared for Tuesday to play our best. And so we'll see.
Got those 2 games coming up. I think after that, Johnson County next Friday. Luckily, I think, are you going to Johnson County?
Yes.
Yes. Luckily, it's on a Friday, though. So it's not on a school night, so you get that trip out of the way on a Friday night and get to sleep in a little bit on Saturday. Won't speak on that game any too much. We'll speak about that one next time, but hopefully the next time we sit down, we talk about 2 more Lady Buffalo wins on the back of the 2 that you've already got, but unless there's anything else you'd like to add, I think it's all we got.
I don't have anything.
All right. Best of luck, I believe, on Friday. If you got the opportunity, make the short trip down there to Rogersville to watch the Lady Buffaloes. And if you've got the opportunity on Tuesday, come out here to Jimmy Jones Gymnasium to watch the Lady Buffaloes when they host Unicoi County. But that's all I got this week, Coach. once again.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all for watching this week's edition of the Tommie's Plum and Betsy Shaw Show. We look forward to seeing you next time here on First Horizons Green Sports Zone.